Hey guys, it's MikeGoG, another King Arthur Legends Rise video. We're back in the game today. You know it's a bad update when you go to download the new update and it takes like 10 seconds. Because you know they didn't put anything else in the game. But that's kind of funny. I was like, oh, I got to update. It usually takes 4 or 5 minutes for the update to come through. And this one took 10 seconds. So it was kind of interesting. So I'm in here getting some books, some tomes. Just kind of getting my stamina accruing again. But we're going to do some summons today and just kind of go over the account. And man, 30 of the Frost tome there. That's not too bad, I guess. I guess it depends on what I need. I don't even know what I need. But we'll poke through here and see what's going on and see if we get some luck on the account today. So before we get started on summoning, we're going to jump through the shop and just see what reset and what we can purchase. So we'll kind of go through here. This is free. Oh, we get 1 fragment for free. Maybe because I already have her at a certain point. I don't know what's going on with that. Aqua Winter Frost Relic +1 achievement. But that's only 1 fragment, so we still need 10 of those. So that was something. We already got our crystals for the day. Let's take a peek at any of these offers, see if any of them are worth talking about. And the answer to that question is not really. Yeah, I actually want to go over here to the shop. This is what I was looking to talk about. We got the clan shop here. Currently, I'm working on Tristan's Storm Relic because that's usually what I'm using for him, getting the extra damage. But I do also buy these guys when they come up just to get those extra 10 summons as well as those extra 10 summons, characters or relics. So that is something I do when it comes through there, but 17,000. I also pick these guys up sometimes if I'm trying to upgrade something and don't have enough. These are, I mean, what else are you going to spend in here? But right now I have purchased 1 copy of every relic in here, so there's not anything new in here. So now I'm kind of trying to press on and, better those relics or enhance those relics. These guys here are kind of weird. Once you get to a point where all of your rare characters are leveled up or fully chivalried, these are useless, and there's nothing in the game to exchange these or sell them or anything. So it's like I have quite a few of these, I believe. So it'd be kind of cool to be able to convert those at 10 to 1, 20 to 1 into the Mastery Memory Stones. But it is what it is. So these guys didn't reset either. I buy the pedestals there, the tomes. I don't buy the talismans anymore because all of my characters all of their passives are fully leveled up. So from common all the way through legendary, I've got that done. I did pick this up just because I had quite a few of these tokens. And then the Mastery Memory Stones is really what you want to get out of here. But I also pick up those summons, seeing how we've got a lot of relics to summon in order to start maxing out stuff, which is going to be quite a project. And here I purchase again the summons. I also get the frost relics. I do pick up the stamina from time to time just to get a little bit extra on the account. I did get all the way through Tristan here, and he's on Chivalry level 10, and we're almost done with Synergies. So when I get to 8,500, we'll get him dialed in, and then we'll just start moving towards Florentius and get all those guys all fully chivaled. None of these actually reset, so this is going to be on a different timer. Here's some raid up summons you pick up, Master Memory Stones again, in the normal and hard. We got some stuff in there too. Not really anything to write home about there. So the shops are pretty much all dialed in for where I am at the game right now. Went through and collected all my rewards for the Hall of Conquerors, so we're in here just farming some Gorgos, getting some more experience on the account, some more gold. I think I have like 30 million gold, but experience is actually the part that's kind of bogging me down right now, so we'll get that going on. I have been spending a lot more time in Aldry because I've been trying to get all of my relics upgraded to 6-star, so those mythic seeds are pretty hard to come by, so I'll spend some time in there as well. I really want to focus on getting every relic I own to 6-star for all my legendary characters, and then I'll start moving through rares and then on down. But I figured it's kind of a pet project while nothing's going on in the game for me to actually do. I can start maxing these things out. Then it'll just be a matter of pulling, getting lucky, and getting those copies of relics to start leveling those up. So, it's an inch-by-inch process, but we keep plugging away and we keep improving the account a little bit at a time. I have not on Hall of Conquerors. I really haven't pressed on moving gear around, doing all the stuff. I usually am somewhere in the top 100, between 150. 150, like around 60, 70, somewhere in there. It depends on the group that I'm in. I have not made it in the top 50 in probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks. I think the last time I made it in the top 50 was when Calvin Arthur's Frost Relic was his Storm Relic was up. And I did actually make it in the top 10 one time during that too, which was kind of exciting. I got extra copy of that fragment there. But now I have all those relics on the account, which I think was a miss. Bringing Caliber and Arthur's Frost Relic into the shop, I think it kind of took away a lot of the excitement about earning those fragments in Hall of Conquerors. So I think that was a miss. If Lagartha's Storm Relic ends up in there too, like they switched it out. Now we're going back to Guinevere's Frost, which I'll have to check and see if it's Aqua Guinevere or not, because there was some kind of weird verbiage going on there. But I think I ended up with like 6 or maybe 8. I'm not sure how long it was running for Lagartha's Storm Relic, but I have to wait all the way till it cycles back around. And if it happens to go through Arthur's Storm and Arthur's Frost and then back to, you know, all these different things, it may be a long time before I get a chance at that Storm Relic. And so making it in the top 100 doesn't really matter, because it's probably going to end up in the shard shop before I even have a chance to get it, which I think is a miss. I think if you're going to put it in the Hall of Conquerors, it's got to be, that's where it's at. That's where it lives, at least for, you know, several months. And that way those folks that are really pressing on in that game mode kind of get the item a little bit ahead of everybody else, where it's like if you just put it in the shard shop, like anybody gets it, and then you're like, why am I even bothering with Hall of Conquerors? So I don't know, maybe that's just my opinion. The other question I was going to pose to you guys was, I was just going to ask you, just for my own knowledge, if you have the chance to throw a comment in the comments below, just how long you've been playing the game. Not exactly, you know, just months. Like, I've been playing for 3 months, I've been playing for 6, 8, 9. You know, that way I can kind of get a feel for how much of my audience is actually new, because I'm trying to find information about King Arthur as far as how the health of the game is, and it is really difficult to find anything. Like, there's a lot of really bizarre metrics that are out there that kind of, you're like, oh yeah, there's 10 to 20,000 active users, and then there's others that are like, oh, there's 5. And it's like, I obviously the truth is somewhere in between that. But I think the best I can come up with is at any given time, there's between 300 and 500 active users in the game. But that being said, as far as active players logging in every day, it's probably closer to a couple thousand. But I don't really know. I don't really know exactly how healthy the game is. I can tell you if they keep doing updates like this, it's going to get less and less healthy every day. So I'm really hoping for a huge, like, 1-year anniversary update where we're getting game modes, we're getting characters, we're getting all kinds of stuff. But somehow I kind of doubt it. All right, but without further ado, let's get into some summons. Let's do what we're here to do today. I've been stacking these up, and I'm trying to think. I purchased that one out of, I think, 100 of, was it Forbidden Dungeon tokens, I believe? And this one was in the Forbidden Dungeon on stage 92, I believe. You get this every cycle, which is pretty fun. And we end up with Lancelot's Flame Relic, which is actually a really strong relic. I do already have it on the account. Of course I have it on the account. That's what he starts with. I was thinking Merlin's Flame Relic is the one that's pretty strong. His Flame Relic's strong as well, but it's the one he starts with. Let's go into here and get the, see what kind of legendary relic we can pull out of here. We got Caliber and Arthur's Flame Relic, not new. That's the one he starts with as well. We'll pull those off camera. I won't make you sit through those. Let's see about a legendary character. This can be anybody in the summoning pool. So Gillian is somebody that we are working on, so that's going to be strong there. Let's get these two going on and see if we get lucky. I didn't expect to, and we got 52 of these guys, so it's been a minute since I've summoned these. I only summoned these on camera, so it kind of gives me a feel for how long it's been since I've done a summoning video. If you're doing your daily activities, you get 2 of these per day, so it's been quite a few days since I've done a summoning video there. We did get a couple rare items in there, but nothing really exciting to write home about. And we have 141 special summons, and again, I don't think we're going to pull our raid up summons, but we do also have some relics to go through. So let's jump over into Lake Avalon and see about getting that done. Starting with those relics, let's see where we're at with the Storm Relic. We've got a 10-pack. We're 35 away from Pity, so we're not guaranteed anything here. I did in a previous video say I was switching gears and going to, instead of upgrading all the relics as I get them, I'm selling them off so that I have the tokens to purchase new relics in the shard shop. I think that is the right move, and then once you have all the relics on the account, then you go back and you start upgrading each of these, because the reality is some of those relics, like Brendan's Frost Relic and Brendan's Flame Relic, really strong. I don't have either one of them. And so it's kind of a struggle getting through some of the content, specifically in Forbidden Dungeon hard, without the Brendan's Flame Relic, or excuse me, his Frost Relic. But if it happened to enter the shard shop, I also don't have enough tokens to buy it. So it's probably better. Ooh, we're going to hit Pity on this one. So we'll get that done. But it would probably be better to have those tokens available to pick that up if it became available. And so instead of upgrading a common champion that I'm not ever really going to use that relic, it just would be better to put in. That being said, you don't get a lot of tokens for those. So it's not really probably that important, but you can see all these percentages I've got going on here that are kind of like, I don't know when I'll ever use it. But we're going to go ahead and summon out these 5 because we're 5 away from pity. Hopefully it won't take us all the way to pity, but we'll see. We got, there we go. Got to figure out a better way to do this. Do a 5 pull. All right. And here, I'm going to go on the 5th one. We'll watch the animation just because I'm assuming, hey, we got rare on that. That's not too shabby. And here we are on the 4th pull, and we got, it took us all the way to pity, So this is our guy right here. We're going to get that animation going with the legendary. It's already going. We get the hyperflex. We're going to see what we get in the storm department. I'm trying to think who I would really be excited about. I don't know if there's a whole lot. Well, we're doing Frost. We're doing Frost, and we got Brennan. That is incredible. I feel like when I talk enough about something, it just happens on this account. So that is a brand new relic for me and a very good one at that. So I am very excited to get that on the account, and we'll get that leveled up and moving forward. So that's going to be pretty big for me. That's hilarious. I thought we were still pulling for Storm. So anyway, we're on to the Flame Relics. We've got 10 away from Pity. We got 48 to pull, so we're definitely going to get ourselves a Flame Relic here. Let's see who it is. I was all excited. I was like, oh no, we hit Pity. Let's see. I'm trying to think if there's anybody specific I'd be excited about a Flame Relic. Let's take a peek at where our luck falls. We got Sigrun's Flame Relic. Pretty sure that's what she starts with. I don't think it's new for me. Now this could be one of those situations where I could sell this in for tokens, or I could kind of hold on to it in case something really good comes into the shard shop. The reality is, if you sell them in, it's a 5-to-1 conversion. You got to sell 5 legendaries to buy 1 new one. That being said, that's a lot of upgrades and a lot, like you can see how rare it is to get legendary relics. So it's probably not worth trading 5-to-1, but I guess it depends on the one, whatever what you're looking for specifically. But once you get to a certain point, you don't necessarily need any specific relic. But it's just kind of a nice to have. I would argue that Brennan's Frost for me at this point is a need. So it's like, man, I need to really figure out how to get that. Now I have it, so I'm pretty excited about that. We'll have to go move on to the Flame Relic. I'll do the normal summons off camera. Nobody wants to watch that. You can see up here in crystals, I've stacked up 18,000 crystals without even trying, just doing my daily stuff. We got the special relic summons going on here. You got the wish list. All you can do is summon these with crystals, which again I think is a huge miss. We could probably take Brennan's Frost Relic out of there, but I haven't summoned a 10-pack of these at all. The only way to do it is 1,500 crystals, and it's like I don't think it's worthwhile. On the popular relic summons here, kind of the same thing. They're going through, and then you have a specific specific ones that you get in here. You got a rate up of the big popsicle, and that's about it. And then you have these 4, and then the other thing too is you can get all these other things as well. And it's just like, I don't know. I mean, 1,500 crystals doesn't go very far. I think using them as rate ups is probably the way to go. But I already have Aqua Guinevere, and I'm pretty sure she's already on Chivalry level 5 or close. So this isn't really anything that appeals to me at all. But let's get back to the special summons. We are going to pull these 141. We are going to take a peek at these guys. I think I'm going through on the wish list and just wherever my chivalries are, getting all the old characters up to Chivalry level 8, getting all the new characters up to Chivalry level 5, getting pretty close with Lucius there. And then we can kind of press on. But Lucius is a good character, so I'd probably push him all the way up to 8, 9, or 10. But we'll keep that exactly where it's at. We'll get in here. We're 27 away from Pity, so we're guaranteed to get... Ooh, not quite 3. So we're guaranteed to get 2 and almost get to the 3rd one on Pity. So hopefully it doesn't send us all the way to Pity. I'm kind of hoping maybe we can get 4 legendaries today. That would be pretty solid. It'd be a pretty big win for the account. But we'll see how lucky we get. We get 1 rare out of the gate there with Accolone. This one here is our Pity pull. Was it 27? This is not our Pity pull. We're ahead of schedule. All right, that's what we needed. We need to get ahead of schedule. We got 1 legendary and a rare. Let's see who we got. Good intention, not guaranteed good results. So that's going to be our Bedivere. That gets him, I think, Chivalry level 5. So we're moving up in him. Now for him, you do want to get him all the way up to Chivalry level 8 because he is an older character, but a great damage dealer, especially early game, does a fantastic job. But that is going to be our 5th Chivalry there. So we're going to keep moving on and see if we can get ahead of schedule. Not have to go all the way to pity again. We got some rares coming in here. Let's see who it is. We got 2 rares. It's good for the shard shop. We got Arthur and Sarah. So we'll press on again. And nothing coming in there. We're hoping for that legendary extra flex going on. Another 2 rares on that. Let's see who it is. We got ourselves a Boars and a Clementine. And press on again. This is 30 towards pity. And no, we can skip it after we don't get that flex. We got 2 rares. We got Nicholas over there and Bodwin. Bodwin actually has been making his way onto a lot of Hall of Conqueror teams for support. Hey, we're ahead of pity. That's awesome. But just his ability to spread out damage across your team is really effective in some of those bosses. So it's pretty exciting. We got 1 legendary. Who do we get? Good intent, not guaranteed good results. Another Bedivere. So we're up to Chivalry level 6 on our Bedivere. That's pretty solid. We got 2 more to go, so nothing to do on the wish list quite yet. But that is 2 legendaries on the account for the day, at least from the summons. We got a couple on the other, from the item bag as well. So we'll see if we can keep this luck rolling. Hey, look at that, back to back. We'll take it all day long. Are we going to get a third? Oh, 2 and 3 rares. Wow. All right, power ups like a volcano. That's a Sigrun right there. And that is going to be pretty solid. I think that takes her to Chivalry level 7, I believe. So we'll have to take a peek at that and see if potentially she's coming up. And we got double Sigrun, so that may be the 8 Chivalries on her. So she might be coming off the wish list there. So let's take a peek and see what we got. We got that animation 2 times in a row. There's 7, there's 8. We're moving on. So let's go ahead and jump back over to the wish list and see who we're going to replace Sigrun with. We did get a copy of the Gillian Jillian on our other ones there, but now she's level 5 because I haven't upgraded her yet, so we need 3 copies of her to get her to 8. Then we'll move on to Lot and just keep on pressing on so we get them all to Chivalry level 8. Then we'll come back and probably get some of these newer characters up there as well and start finishing folks off. So we've already gotten 4 legendaries. We got 2 Sigruns and 2 Bediveres, and we are guaranteed to get a 5th. So we're doing really well as far as our summonings this time around. So that's pretty exciting. I think my last summoning video, or maybe the one before it, was pretty brutal. So maybe it's taking pity on me a little bit. Keep me excited because they know their upgrades sucked. Anyway, I digress. It's got to be pretty hard running a game and trying to stay current and doing all the things and trying to create new and exciting characters, new and exciting content. But I kind of felt like when they moved away from bringing a complete character out with all 3 relics, that was a good move because you could kind of expedite the characters and not focus on how the relics differ and that sort of thing. But it kind of feels like it just became less. Like we're getting characters at the same pace. They're just not complete characters, which is a little bit concerning. And I think that new relics just don't have the same excitement that new characters do. And I don't think they ever really will. So it's just kind of one of those situations where you're like, man, I really feel like we need some new characters in the game. And I think we need some new content. The last content that came in was Dimensional Rift. I would argue it's kind of a version of Forbidden Dungeon. There's not really anything different in there. I don't think the rewards are particularly exciting. Like if there was some kind of really cool reward you could get if you completed all 15 stages, I'd probably try. But I don't because I just feel like it's just a time suck. And it's not exactly a fun stage. I think Hall of Conquerors has its place. I do think the way they started moving the rewards around kind of took away from it, at least for me. But I did have fun with it for a good couple months. But I think it might be time for some new stuff. I think this is our pity pull right here. So we'll see if we get lucky. We did already get 2 legendaries in a single pull there. So I don't think we can even request something like that. But we get another legendary on the account. We'll see who it is and see what's going on. The Seeds of Distrust have blossomed. We did get our Gillian there. So that brings her up to Chivalry level 6. Working our way towards Chivalry level 8. So inch by inch. We got a lot of progress on the game today, actually. I think we're looking at 7 Chivalries we're bringing into the game today. So that's not too shabby. So we'll see if maybe we squeak out a cheeky 8th. No! But we might have some Mastery Memory Stones that we can put into some characters. I don't know what the right move is there. Like once you get Aqua Guinevere and Revenant Merlin, 2 Chivalry level 5. Is it worthwhile to hold on to those in case another champion comes into the game? Or by using them, you get a free copy of those champions. They do that periodically as well. So that might be a better way to go. But we'll see. We'll see how, how excited I get about upgrading some folks. All right, so moving in here, Revenant Merlin's actually only on Chivalry level 3. So I'll probably go ahead and bump her up to Chivalry level 5 and get those dialed in just to get her where she is. I still don't think it's really worthwhile, like for the last time when she was a raid up champion, to pull her, just because I do have these raid up summons, but that does open her kit up completely, so that's going to make her more effective, and then we just have stats that come in after that. So we're going to get those 2 chivalries on the account, move over to Bedivere, get these 2 on the account. We're getting attack and HP out of this guy here. And then we're going to get some more attacks. So that's going to make him, smack a little harder, make him a little better as a damage dealer. And we'll take that all day long. And moving over to Sigrun, we did get some more attack and some HP there, which is pretty solid. And then we do get into her 8th Chivalry, which does finish out her kit at the start of battle. 100% chance to inflict Queen's Counter to self for 2 turns. And then you get all this good stuff here. 50% chance to trigger when she's hit. Reflect a set amount of damage back to all enemies. 100% chance to inflict mark, which allows her to do more damage with some of her other skills, and then increase the duration of mark as well. So that's pretty solid as well. So we got her all the way up to Chivalry level 8, so her whole kit's opened up, and then we just have some added stats. I say just, but 10% attack and 15 speed's actually pretty strong, and then an additional 10% HP and 5% elemental compatibility, which is going to be pretty strong as well. But until we get all the other characters up to Chivalry level 8, they probably are going to take priority. Dang, so we got 2 Chivalries on our Revenant Merlin, 2 on Bedivere, 2 on Sigrun, and now 2 on Gillian, getting some more HP on our Gillian here, or Jillian, depending on how you want to say it. I feel like Jillian would be a J, Gillian with the G, I don't know. I'm sure I'm wrong. Either way, it's probably not even either of those 2 things. So we'll get that going on. Just get some stats on her. But that knocks out all the Chivalries on the day. Now I need to go get some more experience so I can level all those people up. I try to keep them capped out because trying to take somebody clear from 60 to 70 takes so much experience. So if I just level by level, keep them moving forward, that seems to be the better way to go. But that's what I got going on. As far as the events coming through here, kind of standard stuff. On the fall event, there was just using stamina, so kind of a stamina consumption, but some pretty good goodies in there. But you're going to be able to do that just by playing the game. This one here, they have been putting a character in here, but to get to 120, you're going to need to spend 18,000 crystals if I'm doing that right in my head. 18,000 crystals for 1 copy of a character, and you are getting relics as well, but I don't see value there. I think that this is absolutely stupid. The fact that they need to bring this token into the game where you can earn it somewhere. It's just spending crystals it's stupid. I got nothing better to say. I'm sorry. I hate to be a negative Nancy, but it's just I don't like it. We're gonna get here with the event arena going on, and we got some goodies going on in here using raid up summons. I'm not gonna be worried about doing that. Even though as you start getting into some of these guys, getting all of these summons would be beneficial. If you don't have Aqua Guinevere on your account, I would highly recommend at least going 60 of the raid up summons and get a copy of her so that you have her. If you want to press on and get her to Chivalry level 5, that does open her kit up, and she can smack. She does a lot of good work for you. But for me personally, I would hold on to those mastery, or I'd use your mastery memory stones to get her Chivalry up, and I'd hold on to those raid up summons for the next character that's coming into the game. Although I keep saying that, no character's coming in the game. So, do what you want to do. That's just what my plan is. So here we go. We got basically nothing going on in here as far as crafting equipment. And let's see what our rewards are over here. This is trash rewards as well. If you can get here without putting a lot of energy into it, these armament tokens can buy some relic summons and such. But let's see, what's the nice glass. So you might get there just by going through and doing this on your dailies, because we do have 7 days to get that done, so that could happen. But I think that's about what I got for you. I think I'm gonna plug away, get my dailies done. I got my clan war down here to do, and just keep on keeping on. We'll keep accruing resources on the account for the next 2 weeks, And, you know, we'll see what happens 2 weeks from now. But we are creeping up on the 1 year anniversary, so I'm really hoping that they might be kind of sandbagging for a really big update. But I don't know. I don't want to get my hopes up either, or yours, because we'll all just be disappointed. But anyways, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me all the way to the end, and I look forward to seeing you next time.